the Indian market is a very big market for us, and we have a lot of customers. So the team that we are here with and myself, we're really, really excited to share our journey to building the developer cloud for modern apps. Now, believe me, I did not coordinate with Hemant or Janakiram on my presentation. Somehow, they teed me up so well. So I think the flow is going to be amazing. So thanks to both of them for very insightful presentations. Now, we live in an incredible time thanks to the work of entrepreneurs. You are the next generation developers who are creating and fueling the digital economy and taking it to new heights. You are the new creators, new decision makers, new taste makers, and new king makers, right? Just given the explosion of the ideas and companies that are being formed. And many of you next-gen developers are now empowered because of a few movements, right? The global STEM movement, allowing many of you to learn and develop these ideas into big companies. But most of you are not necessarily going to schools and getting computer science degrees, right? Although in India, the rate is pretty high. We find that globally, a lot of people are self-taught. And over 70% or 75% of them are starting businesses and work for SMBs, right? These small teams that were referenced earlier, teams of 4, 5, 10, and 19, but building billion-dollar businesses. And the other trend is cloud technologies have lowered the barrier to entry, right? Before, you would have to provision servers, install physical hardware in data centers, to now where you can provision services, manage services in a matter of minutes or down to seconds, right? So this has really lowered both the technical and economical barrier to getting started on your idea. Now, India is the best example to experience both of these phenomena, right? It's the second largest internet economy and soon to be the largest developer market in the world. You have a thriving student population and now the fastest growing technology hub. Now, with all of these explosion in cloud technologies, this has created complexity. I mean, these days, you now have to navigate an interactive landscape map to figure out how you're going to connect all of these technologies, right? And what's worse is when you're successful and you're starting to scale, you now have to learn additional skills. You have to become a DevOps expert to scale your applications. Now, there is no guarantee, even if you did all of this, and the complexity continues to increase as you start tackling lots of different problems. Now, when we talk to our target customer, which is startups, small businesses, and individual developers, they are typically working independently, working in smaller companies around the world, and are starting new businesses and new startups and new ideas. They go through different phases of a developer journey, and through all of them, they tell us, I want to focus on my idea, right, and solving my customer and business problem. I don't want to worry about all the complexities of learning every new technology, right? And these next-gen developers are asking us for a no DevOps experience, no DevOps required experience, right? Our focus is on digital and business ignition, and we're building simple-to-use app building blocks for people of all skills. And we are focused on building a community self-service and support so that we can allow you to scale. The other cloud providers, they feature complexity, right? Because they are trying to solve lots of problems for different enterprises. Their pricing models, their support models, their contracts are all tailored to serve those types of businesses. And in their world, DevOps is hot. In our world and the customers we're serving, DevOps is not, right? And so our mission is to our purpose is to make modern app creation simple and economical for millions of developers around the world. And because of this focus, it is very common for us to see feedback like you're seeing above, where developers go from an idea to production faster than they can order their Starbucks coffee. And we also consistently get over 65 plus in NPS scores from our customer base. And this is because of our maniacal focus on the customer segment that we're trying to serve and the types of experiences and technologies we're bringing to bear for them. Now, we have 4 tenets that allow us to super serve the customer segment of the next-gen developers, right? We focus on simplicity, meaning building intuitive experiences and building the right pricing and packages for you. We talked about, we focus on community. PJ shared some early community stats. We focus on giving you the best service that we possibly can without charging you more for it, and fully embracing open source and cloud-native technologies and architectures. And this is everything from supporting open source communities and events, all the way to us building technologies on top of open source technologies, and then also supporting them by means of contribution or monetization. So I'm going to walk you through each one of these and unpack sort of how we are trying to serve the next-gen developers and SMBs. So first, let's start with community. We've built a community that has 3.5 million unique visitors per month. And we have built over 2,100 plus high-quality tutorials that really help you in topics from like setting up your web server to sysadmin questions all the way to application development. Last year, we also launched a vibrant community where lots of you ask questions and the community gives you answers that can be really helpful. And we have launched and support the largest hackathon in the world. Last year alone, we had over 150,000 developers contribute for Hectoberfest. And every year, this event continues to surpass our wildest expectations. We are a top 5 developer destination on the web, right? And we are really focused on solving the problem of learning new technologies, if you're new to the cloud. But we also try to solve the problem as you are trying to level up, right? Even if you're a professional developer, an experienced developer, the technology landscape is changing so fast such that if you want to level up your skills, you can come to DigitalOcean and get that content. Now, this is not the only way we serve the community. We also have a startup accelerator program in Hatch, whereby we enable a lot of entrepreneurs and startups to be successful in building their company or application, right? We provide infrastructure credit, and we provide prioritized support, and we also provide training with experts, whether the experts originate from DigitalOcean or from the community of the partner network that we have with the different VCs that we work with. And it is very gratifying to see feedback such as the one you're seeing on the screen here, right? Our Hatch community members are very pleased with the support that we provide them. And they often say, that you are developer friendly and you love startups like us. Now, once you start building your application and you start getting scale, support becomes really, really important. And we are very proud to provide instantaneous 24/7, 365 days a year support, regardless of the size of your application and spend. And we continue to hear from our customers. We are continuously listening to customer feedback and are starting to customize our support choices and experiences, right? And we are also starting to provide, and we continue to invest in the self-service experience through our support center and continued investments in product documentation so that you can continue to self-serve the needs that you may have. So that's support. Switching to products. So we have a philosophy in our product development process that we take on a lot of complexity so that we can deliver intuitive, easy to use, and simple experiences. And this extends everything from our user experience that you're seeing here, all the way to our API, CLI, and libraries that we build, right? And another barrier to scaling your application tends to be pricing. Especially when you are a smaller company or a startup, the last thing you want is unpredictable costs and pricing that is not transparent. Our approach to pricing and packaging has been that we try to combine different parts of our product sets and features such that you get transparent, simple pricing, predictable pricing, and more importantly, pricing that gives you the best performance for the dollar spent, right? Unlike other clouds, every time you launch a new product or provision new service or use different features, they will nickel and dime you for every single thing that you use. We have industry-leading pricing in compute, bandwidth, and storage that allows a lot of our customers save anywhere between 25 to 40% of their cloud costs when they're scaling their application. And we think this is really important to fuel the next generation developer and entrepreneur. So with that focus, we offer the world's simplest and most powerful infrastructure as a service experience. We now have a host of products and features that allow anybody to build a modern application in the cloud without having the DevOps experience in-house. We layer that with a world-class developer experience that is designed to delight you. And we often get feedback from a lot of our customers, both in our support tickets, in the emails that we get, and the reviews that we write, both on social websites and review sites, that they really love using our product because we take on all the complexity and we deliver an experience that helps them scale their product. And now, we also have a curated marketplace. On March 5th, we launched about over 40 one-click applications in our marketplace that ranges categories from developer tools, frameworks, blogs and forums, databases, monitoring, and functions. And we have plans to add a whole lot more applications and categories over the next few months. As you know, when we announced, we had such a big backlog of requests with different vendors and application developers wanting to have their application featured on our platform. And the other thing that you'll also notice on this chart is that a lot of these technologies are open source technologies. So again, we continue to invest a lot of our time and energy to support open source projects, and I can't wait to see many more logos on this screen. Now, at the same time, on March 5th, we also introduced our Solutions Partner Program. We have 3 unique go-to-market models that allow our partners to work with us with different types of solutions and services and with different enablement timelines. We have 5 partners that have already signed on with us, and some of them are based here in India. And a lot more are starting to sign up and continue and are starting to inquire about the ways they can partner with us. So we think this is really, really exciting, especially in the Indian market, because there are a lot of customers here and partners here who are serving so many other companies, whether they're SMBs or mid-sized businesses. So clearly we've been busy. You know, we've had a startup and scale-up story of our own. We started as a single product company with the $5 droplet, and over the last few years have ramped up our product development and innovation so that we can continue to give you a complete platform. This has also allowed us to scale as you scale your businesses. And most recently, we announced 4 different products. So we announced a managed Kubernetes offering, we've announced managed databases, and the marketplace that I just talked about. And today, I'm excited to share that as of yesterday, we have our general purpose performance droplets now in general availability in 5 regions. You can clap. So probably most of you are wondering, okay, well, what's next? So we have a pretty packed roadmap ahead. You know, we are investing across all parts of our product portfolio and experience. So we're working on adding new capabilities to our Spaces, which is an object storage product, both from a new features perspective and adding new regions. We have plans to bring new droplet types, including support for GPU. We will continue to add features to our managed Kubernetes product and have plans to add a few more open source database engines to our managed database service. From a developer experience perspective, a big issue in the Indian market that we have is issues with payments and improving our payment acceptance and the gateways. And so we have plans this year to improve and make that experience better. We're also investing in uptime monitoring for your applications, better teams and auth capabilities. We're investing in developer workflow automation so that you can really just focus on your application and not have to worry about the infrastructure. We have improvements coming to our API, CLI, and the client libraries that we support. Support for static sites and functions. And then finally, from a marketplace perspective, like I mentioned earlier, we have lots of new apps and categories that are coming on board. We're adding seller management features, integration with the DigitalOcean Kubernetes service, and then we will be adding SaaS and API partners later in the year so that we can be the one-stop shop for any SMB or a next-gen developer or an entrepreneur that's building their startup. And I can't wait to see the next wave of companies that get built on our platform by way of bringing these capabilities. So with that, I want to thank you for your time and attention, and I encourage you to attend the additional sessions that are listed above here. We're going to be talking about solutions partner program support. We're going to be talking about the marketplace and how easy it is to get listed, and we'll also talk about the Kubernetes experience. And with that, I hope you take the time to network with everybody, and please talk to the DigitalOcean team that's here. We love to hear the feedback from all of you and are happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.